Thank you for pushing the play button and letting me share the next few minutes with you. I want you to know that you are a member of a very special group, a generation that is straddling the greatest economic upheaval in this century. My husband and I thought for a long time that there was something wrong with us. We had worked for 30 years very, very hard at small businesses and were never able to get ahead, no matter how hard we worked and how many hours and how much equity we put into our businesses. Our profit margin got smaller and smaller and smaller, while our stress and our anxiety over facing middle age and the end of our lives grew. We didn't know how we were ever going to be able to change the tide, but I have good news for you in case you are one of those people. Things that have been happening around you economically are not your fault, and there is something that you can do to change your financial picture. The next few minutes, you are going to be shown a company that is real. We discovered it 4 years ago, and it has been for us the answer to prayer, and I hope that it will be for you.
Okay, well, my name is Mike Lamons, and I'm an independent representative, and I'd like to thank you guys for coming. I'm going to share some information with you about one of the fastest growing companies in the fastest growing industry in this country. Specifically, the long-distance portion of the telecommunication industry. But before I do that, I want to share a little information and just kind of tell you what we've been doing. My wife, Barbara, you heard her, she had her Halloween outfit on a while ago. We've always been in business of one kind or another. We've always owned stuff where you had employees, all these fun things. And the last business we had here in Fresno, California was, what was it, Barbara? The Mini Mart, the Health Club? I forgot. We had a bunch of nightmares with them. But anyway, 4.5 years ago, well, this guy wanted to know if he wanted to sell that club. He called me, and I said, yeah. So we sat down, had lunch. He gave me a price, and we sold it. And I rode a motorcycle for 6 months. I didn't do nothing but that. I highly recommend it. It was a good time. Our kids were grown and gone, and I rode back into Fresno one day, and Barbara says, I want you to go look at this thing called Excel. I said, what's that? She said, I don't know, but it sounds interesting, because she heard about it in the Fresno newspaper. So I went with her in March '93. A guy had a flip chart just like this, total stranger. And what I'd like to do for you tonight is answer 5 questions, and that's kind of what this guy tried to do almost 4 years ago. I want to tell you, what is the telecommunication industry like? What part does Excel play in that industry, and what part do you play in that industry? And what's in it for you? Can you do this? And if you think you can do it, how do you get started? Now, the first thing you need to know, there's an awful lot of money in this industry. $100 billion is how much money is spent. And this industry is growing at an astounding rate on a daily basis. It has never, ever had a down quarter since Alexander made the first phone call a long time ago. They tell us this industry is growing at $500 million a month. That's $500 million. That's with a B. Every single month. It's not the health club business, I'll promise you that. Now, Excel targets 2 portions of that market. First, dial 1 residential telephone users, people like a lot of you folks and us who spend less than $500 a month on long distance. We make up 70% of that total market. And the second market we target is small, mid-sized business owners. Again, folks just like us. Excel is a solid professional corporation founded in Dallas, Texas in 1988. Kenny Trout is our Chief Executive Officer. And today there's tens of thousands of representatives just like us all over the country sharing this opportunity with our friends. Excel is a national corporation. We are listed on the New York Stock Exchange. We offer the highest quality phone service at competitive phone rates. And what's kind of interesting to me is you can make you some immediate cash income. And you can make some serious income potential. And this is what Barbara's looking for, long-term residual income, because we never had nothing that had that with it. Residual income is your opportunity to get paid time and time and time again off what you do today. Now, for a telephone customer with Excel, nothing changes in how you place a phone call. You pick up the phone, dial 1, area code, and the number, just like you always have before. The call goes through, here it's Pacific Bell, the call goes through and it goes out, Pacific Bell carries it out on Excel's digital fiber optic network. And whoever you're calling answers the phone. In most cases, there's no changes in how you pay your phone bill. Excel has billing contracts with companies like Pacific Bell, GTE, Sierra Telephone up in the Paradise country of Oakhurst. They got all these billing contracts. So there's nothing that changes in the way you pay your phone bill. What is different on this page, folks, is this. When you are an Excel representative and you gather some customers for Excel, and Excel shows up as the logo on the long-distance part of that phone bill, you're going to get paid a percentage of your customer's long-distance phone bill each and every month. That sounded kind of interesting to me. Now, for our Excel customers, we offer the same high-quality benefits that you've got now with whoever carries your long-distance service. With Excel, you have an opportunity to save up to 50% additional discount on your long-distance phone bill. You get an incoming 800 service that's the best in the industry, and you get a customer incentive package down there just for trying the phone service. You thought I was going to go through the whole thing. This is the page people like. It's a perfect business. It's a business with no inventory. You can't stock dial tones. Folks, we don't deliver anything to anybody. We do not collect any money. I told you the Bell system collects the money. And they do a lot better job than we used to do in the businesses that we've been in. There's no customer risk. Every customer with Excel gets a 90-day written guarantee that if they're not happy with Excel service, Excel will pay the changeover fee to put you back to your previous carrier. No employees, no payroll tax, no workman's compensation, no unemployment, nothing. Oh, God. If you're an employer, you don't have employees. If you're an employee, you don't have employers. So whatever side you're on. No monthly sales quotas. You got no products that you got to purchase to make sure Excel sends you checks. And there's no complicated math paperwork. I heard Barbara tell some people, she signed me up to do this because it didn't look complicated. No experience necessary. Anybody from a sales background or a non-sales background can do this. It doesn't matter how old you are, what your occupation is, what your language is, your nationality, what sex. It doesn't make any difference. Anybody can do Excel. Because Excel is a nationally licensed long-distance company, now one of a handful, you can build your business nationally, not just where you live. Because Excel Plus service gives our Excel customers a 50% savings when they call other Excel customers. Your customers will sign up their friends and their relatives that they make long-distance phone calls to because people like the savings. Now, think about this. People do not have to make a conscious buying decision. They just pick up the phone, dial one area code and a number, and you get paid. That's what generates that long-term residual income. While you're building up that residual income, Excel is going to send you some weekly checks to kind of keep you interested. That's what checks do for you. And the best part on this whole page is Excel is going to pay a certified trainer to teach you how to do this. Now, this is Excel's Stairway to Success, and what it says is you can be an independent representative for a $50 fully refundable application deposit. And Excel will send you some supplies to help you get started building your business. However, if you're serious about making you some money, let me suggest that you consider purchasing this optional management services program for $195. That's got a renewal fee every year of $180. For that, Excel is going to provide you with a fast start plan of action. They're going to provide you with a monthly home office support system. You're going to get support locally. You're going to get most of your bookkeeping, most of your accounting. Excel tracks your organization. And then you're going to get an accelerator kit. Does anybody have one? Oh, he's got one at the back. You get an accelerator kit just like he's holding up back there. And in that little box right there, you've got everything you need to go all the way to the top of this stairway. And then Excel is going to provide a certified trainer who is paid by Excel to help you learn how to do this. Now, another optional position is that of a trainer. The most successful people in Excel are trainers. They're area coordinators. They get paid $40 every time they train a new managing representative. Now, you don't have to be in the marketing program to be in the training program. They're two separate positions. An area coordinator, if you'd like to follow the footsteps of the most successful people in this, here's how you become an area coordinator. You write a check to Excel for $395, and that position has a renewal fee every year of $100, and you are one. Now, that's pretty much the presentation to this point. Now, what I'm fixing to share for another minute is not in the script, but when I sat there with Barbara March the 15th of 1993 at a hotel room, the Smuggler's Hotel, that room was 3 times this size. 4 people were sitting in that room. 4. And when this total stranger got to this page, that other couple got up and walked out. And I said, I ain't doing this, whatever it is. It's just Barbara and me and this stranger run the ad in the newspaper. And I thought this was the strangest thing I'd ever seen. I've been in enough business things to know, and a lot of you have too, you got to have people to make money. All it was is a bunch of empty chairs. And I told Barbara, I'm not doing this, and I didn't. But that guy said he's coming back in a couple of weeks and do this again. I just thought wherever he lived, he couldn't find anybody to do it, so he's running ads down here in the valley. So he comes back to Fresno, and I'm gone on another motorcycle trip. And Barbara says, I think I'm going to go look at this again. I said, well, do what you want to. It's her thing. But I called her from where we wound up in Arizona on these motorcycles, and I said, what'd you do about that phone thing? She said, I signed you up. She signed me up to be a customer, a representative, and an area coordinator. And I'm in Arizona. I had nothing whatsoever to do with getting in this. And I said, what are we going to do? She says, I don't know. You got to come find people for me to train. And I thought, boy, this ought to be interesting. So that's all free, but that's how we got in this. And when I got back, I just started talking to people about something I didn't know how. Nobody knew. I couldn't even find anybody that ever heard of this. So stick around a little later. Maybe I'll tell you some other stuff. But anyway, I've told you a little bit about the industry. I've told you a little bit about Excel, and I've showed you some things that you can, if you can see where you could fit as a customer, a representative, or an area coordinator, there's usually 2 questions at this point people have left, and that's this. Can you find a few people who will be your telephone customer? And if you can do that, can you make any money? Well, let's just find out. This page says gathering customers is easy. You don't have to talk to strangers. If a friend of yours came to you and said, hey, my wife and I started a new business, and we got to get some people to try Excel's long-distance phone service. If I can guarantee you the same high-quality service you got now, give you an opportunity to save up to 50% discount on your long-distance phone bill, we're going to give you a 90-day written guarantee. If you're not happy, we'll put you back to your previous carrier. We're going to give you this unsurpassed customer incentive package. How about trying this thing out? Well, sure. It's that simple, just like it says right there. You'll find a few. Now, the most important word on this page is customers. It's the most important word because nobody makes any money in Excel until you gather some customers, unless you're a paid certified trainer. Now, the simple concept of Excel is this. You don't have to go get a lot of customers. And somebody said, amen. Just a handful of customers and find a few people that you can personally sponsor as a representative. And you help them do what you just did, gather a few telephone customers. Now, the genius of Excel's concept is you get paid not only based on what you do, you share any activities what other people do. Now, oh, I dropped something down there. Think of some people that you know that might like to save some money on their long-distance phone bill. You can sign up some people as a customer, and Excel's going to pay you 2% commission on the long-distance portion of the phone bill. You can make a little money doing that. However, you can build a serious income by building you an organization of customer gatherers. Now, this is Excel's 7-level marketing plan. There's a lot of numbers on that page. And in order for you to qualify for everything on here, on that page, here's what you do. There's 2 things you do. You find 3 people, 1, 2, 3 people that you can personally sponsor as a representative over some period of time. And you find 20 people who will try Excel's long-distance phone service. You do those 2 things, you can retire because you're eligible to receive whatever happens 7 levels below you. Now, the two biggest numbers on this page are the $100 and the 5% on level 7. And I want to show you those two numbers I want you to focus on, because I'm going to show you how those two numbers go together to fuel the most incredible financial opportunity in this country today. There are two things that we do in Excel. We gather customers and we help others we know get started doing the same thing. That's where Excel's Fast Start program comes in. Now, and that offers you 5 additional sources of income. The Fast Start program. Here's how it works. Now listen to me. As a sponsor, you can earn up to $200 by helping your new managing representative. Fast Start 1. When you help your new representative that you signed up gather their first 3 customers in the first 60 days, Excel is going to send you a check for $100. When you help your new representative gather 3 more customers and sign up their first 3, when they've got 6 total customers and you help them sign up 2 paging customers, Excel is going to send you another $100 check. And folks, your independent rep, depending on your joint customer gathering activities, your new representative has 60 to 90 days to meet that time limit to gather customers for the paging part. Now, as a new independent representative, you can also make up to $200 by gathering some customers for Excel. Fast Start 3, when you gather 10 telephone customers within the first 120 days that you're in the program, Excel is going to send you a check for $50. Fast Start 4 says that if you gather 5 more customers, you got a total of 15 customers, long distance customers, Excel is going to send you another check for $50. If you like that, go get you 5 more customers. That's a total of 20. Long distance customers, they're going to send you another $100 check. Folks, that's $200 to get 20 long distance customers for Excel. And you got 120 days to do that. That's 4 months to do that. I wish they'd had that a long time ago, but they just started that. It's a pretty good thing. Now, representatives that you sponsor some representatives who sponsor some representatives, and all these representatives are gathering some customers. So what happens is eventually you're going to have some representatives that are going to show up on your 7th level. And those representatives are going to be gathering some customers. Now, Excel knows that not every representative is going to gather 20 customers, so Excel tries to maintain a ratio of 5 to 10 telephone customers per managing representative, each spending $25 to $30 a month, average long-distance phone bill. So, if you'll follow me along here and just suppose that over some period of time that you have one managing representative who enters Excel's program on your 7th level, and that one representative has 7 long-distance customers who each spend an average of $26 a month, you're going to get paid a 5% commission. That's a whopping 5% commission on those customers. Folks, that's $9.10 a month. That's residual income. Now, when you leave here tonight, there's a blank down here. You can plug in, using that little formula, you can plug in your own number of how many representatives that you want to work towards having. You'll gathering 7 customers, spending $26 a month. Just kind of have some fun with that. Multiply that across, multiply it times that 5% commission, and just see what your residual income might be on a monthly basis. Folks, it might get to be kind of exciting. And that's not all. Remember I told you when you promote yourself on that stairway page, there's additional sources of money. If you don't remember that, that's because I didn't say it. But when you promote yourself up that stairway, there's additional source of money. They just pay you more money to keep on doing what you're doing. So if you had fun in the beginning, the more money you make, the more fun you have. You don't have to understand it. What Chuck said. Now, when you meet a few requirements in Excel's program, you can promote yourself up that stairway. The first leadership promotion position is that of an advanced representative. As an advanced representative, you go find somebody that you can sponsor as a new managing representative, help them gather 3 customers in the first 60 days. Excel is going to pay you a $30 bonus check to go with the $100 over here from the Fast Start program. That's $130 to help that new representative gather 3 customers in the first 60 days. Every new managing representative coming in your advanced rep organization that gathers 3 long-distance customers in the first 60 days, you're going to get paid a $30 bonus check. Meet a few requirements and you can promote yourself up that stairway again. You become a senior representative. As a senior representative, you find a person that you can sponsor and help that new managing representative gather 3 customers in the first 60 days. Excel is going to add another $100 bonus to that to go with the 30. That's $130 plus $100 from the Fast Start. That's $230 to do what you've been doing. Now, every new managing representative coming in your senior rep organization that gathers 3 customers in the first 60 days, you're collecting $100 bonus checks. Meet a few requirements and you can promote yourself up that stairway again, and you can become a regional director. As a regional director, just go find somebody else that you can personally sponsor, help that new managing representative gather their first 3 long-distance telephone customers in the first 60 days. Excel is going to add another $55 bonus to that. So Excel is going to pay you $185 bonus money to go with the $100 out here. Every new managing representative coming in your regional director organization that gathers 3 customers in the first 60 days, you're going to collect $55 bonus checks. Meet a few requirements so you can promote yourself to an executive director. As an executive director, what do you do different? Nothing. You just find someone that you can sponsor as a new managing representative, help them gather 3 customers in the first 60 days, and Excel is going to pay you $215 bonus money to go with the $100 out here from the Fast Start program. That's $315. Every new managing representative coming in your executive director organization that gathers 3 customers in the first 60 days, Excel is going to pay you a $30 bonus on top of that. Folks, the highest and most prestigious position in leadership with Excel is that of a senior director. As a senior director, go find somebody else that you can sponsor as a new managing representative and help that representative gather 3 customers in the first 60 days. Excel is going to pay you another $25 bonus check to go with the 30, the 55, the 100, the 30. That's $240 bonus money. To go with the $100 out here from the Fast Start program, that's $340. Every new managing representative coming in your senior director organization that gathers 3 customers in the first 60 days, you're collecting $25 bonus checks. And folks, these bonus checks are paid to you to an unlimited number of levels. And they are paid to you in addition to 7 levels of income on all these customers that all these other folks are signing up. Now, if you don't see any money in that, well, ask me later about the opportunity that you have to participate in Excel's paging program. You can buy these little pagers from Excel, and every time somebody buys one, you get paid, and every time they go off, you get paid. Nobody knows how they work. It just works, and they pay you. So, usually at this point, people got a couple of questions, and that's this. Do you think you can find a few people who will be your telephone customer and try the service? Can you? And do you? Oh, you can? Boy, it's more than I said. And if you think you can find a few people who's interested in taking a look at something where that you could sponsor as a new representative and you help them get started doing this, if you think you could find a few people, can you? You do that too? Hey, you're on the right track. That's all it is. If your answer to those 2 questions is yes, folks, all you got to do, you got to be part of the team. You got to join up with Excel, fill out an independent representative application, and if you'd like to be your own first telephone customer, sign up the separate service request form, and you can be your own first customer. And you have fun with your sponsor, because your sponsor gets paid to help you do this, and your sponsor will help you gather some customers. If you've decided to purchase that optional management services program, then you're going to get training paid for by Excel. So you get set up for a training session as quick as you can. Now you're on your way, and I get to be the first to welcome you to the Excel team. And thank you very much for listening to me, and we'd ask you to get with the people that ask you to come. And thank you, and good night. Whew. Now, I know some of y'all had your books out there. You was writing this stuff down. It was pretty close. But if I don't get a check next month, I'll tell you, well, I didn't do everything like I should have. But nothing ventured, nothing gained. Hey, all you got to do with Excel is keep talking to people. And sooner or later, you might find some folks that want to do this. And the people that you think will do it, don't do it. And the people that you don't think will do it, do it. It is the greatest mystery in the world to me. A lot of y'all heard this. My mother and brothers have never been my customers. They never will be. I'm not going to their funeral either. But that's life. And let me tell you something about your friends. Your friends are sitting out there waiting to eat you up because they're going to give you a hard time just like mine did. And I invited 2 or 3 people. Did anybody in this room invite somebody tonight that did not show up besides me? Hey, who knows why some people do this? But you can't sweat that. You just got to get on the offensive because, folks, this company called Excel is really real. Now, I couldn't have told you that 4 years ago. I didn't know. I used to tell people, man, y'all wouldn't believe how big it is. Nobody knew. How big is it? I said, it's huge. It's real big. And they just keep sending a few little checks here and there, and we'd have to hurry because I thought they was going to quit sending them. But they never did. And then a few other people started getting a few checks, and then it started getting to be fun. And then all of a sudden, Excel gets on the New York Stock Exchange, the youngest company in the 200-year history of the New York Exchange. Folks, it's a real opportunity now. And Kenny said, I think Excel today has 2% of the market or something. 2%. And AT&T, they're hurting because they're down to somewhere around 99 million phone customers. My mother's still one of them. So it doesn't make my mother any difference if I pay her phone bill or not. She's not going to be my customer. So she's going to help AT&T for a long time. Well, not much longer. She's in her 80s. She didn't have much longer to go. But what you got to do with this, and I'm so glad that you don't have to go get a whole lot of customers. Some people have the easiest time in the world getting people to be a customer. Some of us had a hard time. But you get you some customers, and then you find some people that want to make a little extra money part-time and have some fun. And folks, you got to keep this thing simple, you got to keep it short, and you got to make it fun. And you can't worry about the people that don't get in it. They're not getting in it because they didn't see something in it. They're getting in it because they're happy being in prison. They don't want you to get out of your prison and leave them behind. And here's what you may have to do. You may have to get in this and get beat up a little bit and have some fun, some hard knocks. But I'll tell you this, if you're in this a year from now, you'll be glad you stayed. Anybody that can attest to that, raise your hand. The only success that requires an Excel is just make sure you're in it 12 months from now. And if you keep talking to people, you'll find somebody that says, well, yeah, no inventory, no collection, no quota, no delivery, no job, no boss. I mean, have some fun with this thing. Whatever somebody does for a living, and I'll tell you, you got to get out of your family and friends. You got to get out there total strangers because they never ask you how much money you make or how deep they bury the cable. Your friends will do that, and when your friends ask you that, tell them, man, you guys wouldn't believe how much money we're making. If you never have got a check and you told them, I never got a check, but boy, we're having fun, they're going to say you're crazy. So you just gotta create some excitement, and you keep on looking somewhere, talking to people wherever you go, whenever you feel like it. You're going to find somebody just like this little rabbit. Now, somebody gave me this in Kansas City a couple of years ago or something, and because I talk about these rabbits. You know, to me, Excel's just like rabbits. You find a few rabbits, put them in a cage, you give them some water, heat lamps, carrots, and lettuce, and they multiply. That's all Excel is. Now, and so this guy said, hey, I know what you're talking about. You need an energizer rabbit. And I got to thinking about this. Because the Energizer Rabbit, you know when you get one because they take this thing away from you. It doesn't matter how bad you butcher this. You show it to somebody who sees it, boy, they sign up MRAC, and all you need to do is just get out of the way. And you be glad that you showed it to that person, because they're going to do this for their reason, not yours. And they're going to be something like this. And they will build something that's going to outlast your lifetime. And it's going to outlast your kid's lifetime. It's going to outlast your grandkid's lifetime. And folks, I'm fixing to close. I can tell you this. Barbara and I met a guy in Kansas City 3 weeks ago tonight. Had a big meeting back there, and they introduced us to this couple. He's 96 years old. 96. He's been in Excel for 3 weeks. He's a senior representative. And what I told him at the meeting, we found this out before when we met this fella, his wife is 77. They're just kids. Now, he was telling me this, and so I kind of set up the crowd. I said, how many of you folks in here are senior representatives that are in your 50s, and then the 60s, and then the 70s, and there wasn't anybody in the 70s, 80s. I said, is anybody in this room that just made senior rep that's in their 90s? And everybody kind of snickered, and this little guy stood up. And these folks quit laughing. And I said, I said, how long did it take you to make senior rep? And he said, 3 weeks. And I told people, I said, if you can't get anybody to do it, go to the nursing home. You're going to find you some people wearing shorts, got them a good suntan, and looking for something to do because they're bored. It was the most fun thing. If you can't find young people, go get you some old timers. And he's the oldest one I know. We sent that stuff to Dallas. I tell you what, that guy's one of these. Folks, who knows how long it's going to go? Kenny and Steve have put together an incredible opportunity for whoever wants to do it. And they will pay you to do whatever you want to do. And folks, this is what it is. It's an opportunity for you, and it's an opportunity for anybody. And I'll tell you what, I am glad, and I've had to eat a lot of crow in the last 4 years, but I'm glad that Barbara signed me up MRAC, because I think if she'd only spent $195 by the time I got through with my mother and brothers and my friends, I'd have said, heck with this, I'm going to go get me a job doing something. But she spent $395, so I'm plus that $195, she spent $600. I thought, well, I'll just stick around long enough to see if I can get that money back. Thank you, and God bless each and every one of you.